who don't want to be on camera.
We can't not have them on camera.
Supposed to be sitting in?
Yeah.
On the end.
Okay.
They don't want they're the witnesses, and we'll do what we need to do. But because of where she works, she can't do it. But they were there at the scene. They validates the breathalyzer. See what I'm saying? In the video, have y'all seen the entire video? From beginning to end. Or you saw an edited version?
We watched the whole thing of what was
The question is, Sheriff, is there more to this video that we haven't seen?
Have you seen all 3 videos?
I haven't seen any of the videos. And I'm asking, where's the video? Florida Highway Patrol was there.
They got there way later.
They got there later, right? Mm-hmm. She was the one that talked with their Florida Highway Patrol, and they said they didn't want to get it. JSO wanted to handle it, so they didn't get involved in it. But I read that the FPO, Florida Highway Patrol, validated something when I read this thing today. All right, let me get started and we go from there. Y'all ready? I'll try and regurgitate.
Yeah, okay.
I have 11:07. Okay, cool. Thank you.
All right, my name is Reverend Dr. R.L. Gundy. I'm the pastor of Mount Sinai Missionary Baptist Church. I read the news conference that Sheriff T.K. Waters put out today. I don't call public official liars, and I'm not going to call Sheriff Waters a liar. But I believe somebody's not telling him the whole story. And the reason I don't believe that somebody's telling him the whole story, because I got 2 witnesses here today that's sitting next to me that don't want to be seen on camera for many reasons, but they were there. They saw the initiation of the breathalyzer test. So I want to find out, when they got to the hospital, the nurses and the doctors was there when GSO came in and initiated the second breathalyzer test. We want to find out, get that validated. So with that said, I don't always tell the whole thing right up front, because I knew they were going to try and counter what was going on. I don't want them trying to discredit this young lady, because she wouldn't lie to me. She has not lied to me, and I don't believe the whole truth has been told. There's always more to a video than what they show you. If you took a breathalyzer test and you say there's no breathalyzer test, if it turned out negative, do you have a reason to keep it, or do you throw it away? So what I did in the last press conference, I said that I had more information. I have a statement today that I'm going to give you, and it has a sheriff officer's card with it. So you can kind of take a look at this and get in contact with these people about what's going on. Then I'm going to give you a phone number today before you leave about another incident. This has got to stop. So I don't think that they should be trying to discredit her for telling the truth. It's no longer her word against them. It's the 2 other eyewitnesses now that were there about the initiation of the breathalyzer test who's present today. That's pretty much where I'm at with that. I have nothing else to say about that. I'm not buying into it. You say you've seen a video, and you say there are 3 videos. I have not seen the 3 videos. And was the video there from the time they got there to the time they end? I would imagine they did. Then where is it? Why is it that they're saying now that no breathalyzer was taken? That's pretty much where I'm at. Questions?
What is your response to Sheriff T.K. Waters saying the allegations are categorically false and that you are pushing an anti-police narrative?
I don't think that I'm pushing an anti-police narrative, because at the beginning of the press conference, I said this. 1, I want police officers to do their job, and I want them to go home, and I want them to be safe. 2, I said that they got a right to, I don't want no gang banging, no killing, no slinging, none of that done. They need to be able to do their job. That is not anti-police narrative by any means. by any means is that anti. I'm not anti-police. I used to work for the FBI, so why would I be anti-police? You know, I just want them to do their job with integrity. This has nothing to do with them being police officers.
FHP is the lead investigator on this. Is it possible that Ms. King mistook FHP for JSO?
No, you can ask her that. She'll tell you that. When we got there, here's the issue that we was concerned about. FHP, when they first arrived, talking to this witness to my left, they indicated that they were going to let JSO handle the situation. So she knows what JSO did to her. You want to share that with him? Take your time. Don't get yourself worked up.
From the time JSO pulled up, from the time they pulled up, they were very rude. They checked on me, then they started accusing me of being drunk. They were yelling, saying I needed to take a breathalyzer test. Well, at first they wasn't yelling. They said, "Can you take a breathalyzer test?" And I said, "Why do I have to take a breathalyzer test if I've done nothing wrong?" So that's when the yelling started, because I asked the question. They were yelling at my auntie, telling her to move her car. What they didn't show on the news, of course, that they were yelling at her and cursing at her, telling her they're going to take her to effing jail. As y'all see on the news, that was the aftermath of after they treated me the way they treated me. At that point, I was upset because why are you treating me like that? I don't want to go anywhere without her now because all this yelling and this treatment of me like this. Before the video started, the ambulance was pushed far back because JSO was over there questioning me. So I don't really know what's the release of the video or.
Now she called her a mother, but she's really an aunt. Mm-hmm. Once they kept insisting about the breathalyzer, she's the one that told her, "Go ahead and take the breathalyzer test."
Mm-hmm. The card for Officer Hannon, who got that card and how was it presented?
Who?
The card, that card for the officer, who got that card and how was it presented?
I don't know anything about it.
The card you just showed in the, it's like a, looking like a.
Oh no, this is a totally different incident.
Oh, okay.
This was given to the victim in this incident because he asked for it. This is a totally different incident here. This is the second part of another story, another narrative.
So there was no JSO card given to anyone?
I didn't get a report. I didn't get anything.
Does Officer Hannon ring a bell?
I don't know their names. When I was in the accident, I was unconscious when somebody found me. And she was, I don't know if it was a man or a woman. I'm sorry, it was like both, but I don't know which one it was. So, they were trying to keep me conscious. What was it? They was asking me what happened, but I didn't remember what happened to me at that point. When I was getting asked all those questions, questioned by JSO, when everybody was asking me at the scene, I didn't remember what happened. I didn't know how I got there. I'm not sure if that's why he assumed I was drunk, because I didn't remember what happened at the scene, but I was accused of being drunk, and after I passed the breathalyzer test, he accused me of having to be on some drugs.
What is your reaction that essentially JSO is saying that your allegations of what really happened that morning aren't true? What is your reaction to that?
When I got the call, I broke down. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to do it right now. But that hurts. I don't have to make this stuff up. I don't have an agenda behind it. I never once said, pay me, I'm going to get paid of what they're pushing. I just want them to do what's right. Retrain them, let them know that it was wrong.
Pastor, you, before the news conference started, you said you never saw the JSO videos, correct?
I haven't seen the
You
video.
haven't seen not one?
Not one of
inch-
them.
Okay, so you haven't seen the videos, so people out there that will see this will ask, well, if you've never seen the videos, how can you come to the statements that you made about what happened if you yourself hadn't seen the videos?
Because I don't believe this young lady would lie to me. I've known her for a long time. She has no reason to lie. And based on what she told me, and then what her mother, which is really her aunt, told me, who was at the scene, who was eyewitness, and said what happened in reference to that breathalyzer, and said how they had her laying in the street and doing those things of that nature. That's why I'm trusting her, what she said. Not only is she a witness, but her daughter over here was there at the same time. That's two eyewitnesses to what was going on. They kept trying to push them back away from the scene, but they let some other person go up and be to the scene. So I'm not, the video, as far as I'm concerned, from beginning to end, if you say you've seen the video from the time they arrived to the scene to the time they left the scene, I don't know the minutes of what was going on. I know the story that she told me, and I believe this young lady is telling the truth. She has no reason to lie about this, because it's not just her. There's other incidents that's going on. This is not anti-police. This is just treat human beings like humans. Don't dehumanize people.
You know, the sheriff will look at this, and the sheriff will look at what you're saying and what you're saying, and will naturally come to the conclusion that this is just a stunt to eventually get a citizen review board. What do you say to that?
Oh no, I'm not trying to get citizen review board from legislators. You were not at the first press conference. We don't need legislation to have a citizen review board. We are going to initiate a citizen review board in this city. And we're going to sit down with citizens, anywhere from 7 to 9 people on that board. We're going to watch everything that JSO does. We're going to watch everything that everybody else do in this community as it relates to that kind of stuff. We're going to get the who, what, when, where, how, and why. And we're going to turn those into the officials and let them determine. We're going to turn it into the Human Rights Commission. We're going to turn it over to the Justice Department. And then let them determine let them do the investigative. We'll turn it over to the sheriff. This is what we found. And so we don't need no legislation for no citizen review. I'm through with it. I've been trying to get a citizen review board in this community since 2005, maybe. So this is you can't tell the citizens what they can't do. So we're going to start having meetings. We're going to start having people who have incidents with JSO to come to us and tell us who, what, when, where, how, and why. We're going to put it together. Now, of course, if they lying, then they can do whatever they need to do with people, committing a lie. But we're going to do an investigation work to try and make sure we can validate what they're saying. But everybody can't keep saying the same thing and none of it be true.
Are you essentially saying that JSO is lying about everything that they said in the news conference?
I'm saying that I believe somebody's not telling the whole story.
Do you think that's the
Because
sheriff?
I got two. No, I'm not going to call the public official a liar. No, I don't believe the sheriff is lying. People report to him and give him information and give him data and give him what they have on file. But as you well know, and you've known in the history, they don't always give all the information. It's the power of the pen. The pen makes the determination of what's going to be the outcome of anything that you do. So maybe, did they give the sheriff everything? Does the video show everything? Does the video, they never talked to these witnesses who saw them with the breathalyzer? Did they go, so the sheriff did that? Did the sheriff office go and talk with the emergency people that was there? Did they go to the hospital where they came in and they told them that she was under arrest, that they should not be trying to talk to her, and they should not be trying to take a breathalyzer test from her? So that's the underlying current with this thing. Have they done all of the investigation to see if all of it is valid? Really trying to discredit her, because I don't think the whole story's been told.
Miss King, did you watch the video?
I watched the video on what they released.
That's what my next question, it sounded like before, were you saying that when you were farther back, in your car right after the crash, that the video didn't start then? Is that what you were saying, or I guess?
Correct. The video should have started way before then. That video that was showed on the news was the aftermath of him talking to me like that, him doing the breathalyzer, him cursing my auntie out, telling her to go move her car. He's going to take her to jail. That's her walking back from her car from telling her to move it for her. So that's completely after. That's why I was just trying to figure out why would they show the ending of the video of when I was upset because of their actions. And I told them that I just wanted her with me because you talking to me like this, how you going to treat me when I'm by myself?
So you're basically saying that that video didn't start the second that they got out of the vehicle and approached you. It started much later, is what you're saying?
Yes.
And so now you can check. I know y'all can check and find out what time did you arrive. You can check that. And you can also check and say, well, what time did the video start? Y'all can do that. I know you can. Y'all investigative reporters. My granddaughter want to be a reporter, so I know what you can do. So it's more to this than what we're hearing. And I'm telling you this right now. I'm not stopping till we get to the bottom of it. Not only her case, but all these other cases that keep coming up and people are complaining about to me and what's going on. We have got to change the culture of the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. And I don't believe that they're telling the sheriff everything he needs to know. And I believe that if he had all the facts, I believe if he knew everything, he would take some corrective action on it. But right now, we need to get to the bottom of all of this.
Now, I will ask this. One thing he said in a press conference was they wanted you guys to be safe during the whole incident because he was afraid that, or they were afraid that maybe another car would come and hit you guys. Let me get your reaction on
That's a
that.
lie.
Let you talk. Hey,
Basically,
Camera off.
basically,
Can we
what,
get a voice?
Get a voice here.
Okay.
so basically, what happened was I arrived on scene. When I arrived on scene, I put my car close to the wall. My car was as close to the wall as it can get, right? So I got out of my car and I started to approach Emogene's car. So as I was walking towards her car, the officer got in front of me. And he was like, ma'am, I'm gonna need you to move your car. So I turned around and I was telling her to move my car. That's why I watched the video. I watched the video today. I watched the whole thing. I was like, this is a lie because that's not how that happened. What happened was that man was yelling at me. He was in my face. He threatened to take me to jail. He said, I will take you to jail. I didn't ask her to move the car. I asked you to move the car. And I said, it doesn't matter who moved the car, long as the car get moved. He said, but that's not what I said. Then you hear me yelling, saying, if that was your child, that you would want to be over there with your child. If it was your child, that's what they played. That's where they started from. Where's the part when you threatened to take me to jail? Where's the part when you don't have to touch me to talk to me? Where's that at? Where's the part that you're yelling at the other officer and the officer that it was two of them. The one of the officers he was nice as he can be. But that little short one, he was nasty. I didn't get his name. I didn't think about getting his name. I didn't care about getting his name. I was just trying to make sure that she was okay. I was trying to get to her. What I didn't like, and I called and asked for a sergeant, is the fact that it was other civilians that pulled in the same spot you asked me to move my truck from, that was able to walk over there to my family member and see about her. But I couldn't do it. So what you think playing through my head? The first thing played through my head was, oh, that's how we doing it. So basically, why the part wasn't played that, oh, so because she's white and I'm black, she can go over there and see about my people. She's a civilian just like me. What's the difference? He said, oh, there you go with that mess. Well, let me go over there to her and you ain't got to worry about it. He told me no. I never went over there to her. I never was seen on the body cam making it over there to her. I didn't see her till she got to the hospital.
Tell them about the breathalyzer so they know.
Then, before all this happened, he was yelling for her to do the breathalyzer test. When he was yelling at me to not go over there, the other officer was asking her to do a breathalyzer test. I said, Emogene, just do it so I can meet you at Shan's. Please, just do whatever they're asking you to do. Because at this point, I need you to get to Shan's. The lady told me that you're bleeding bad. I don't know. I never seen her. I only could see her from a distance. And far as I was, and he said I was blocking the rescue, a lie. The rescue was way in front of her car. I was way behind her car. I was closer more to the casket than I was to the MacDuff area. I remember this day like it was yesterday because we could have lost her that day. So I was worried. I called and asked to speak to a sergeant. I was told that someone would give me a call back within 24 to 48 hours. I got a call back on December the 5th at 9:03 p.m. from a sergeant that stated to me that I should be happy that I didn't go to jail, but what I want him to do about the officer. I said, you should talk to him and tell him that he can't treat people like that. But on the conference today, see, I watched the video. I heard him say that no one called or reached out to a sergeant, not to my knowledge. So what do you have knowledge of? Because I did that. And I also called to get a record of me reaching out to a sergeant, and they told me how to go about getting that information. And yes, I have already went about requesting it, because what I don't want you to think is that we're making this up. Nobody is looking for no sympathy. Nobody is trying to make nobody look bad. We just want the truth to be told, because it's happening every single day. When is it going to stop?
Now, the truth of the matter is that you know, on record, she put in a request for that call. There's two things missing. The 911 call that came in when the incident happened, and then she put in the request to validate that she called in about this incident and what was going on. So once again, I reiterate, this is not anti-police, none of that. I'm not an anti-police guy, I never have been. I just want them to do right, and that's just how that works. So are there any other questions? Okay, now I appreciate y'all coming here. I hope that gave you some insight on some additional things. I'm going to give you a copy of this. I'm going to take a copy of this and give it to each one of you so you can call and follow up on this. Then I'm going to give you a phone number of somebody you can call. Remember I was talking about at the original press conference about this 75-year-old man and how they treated him? And then the incident of somebody else. I didn't tell you about the story where the police came to my house. They didn't tell me why he came yet. Not one time. And I text the sheriff and I called the state attorney. Y'all looking for me? I need to talk to you. You know, no, they can't tell me. So something is culturally wrong in GSO. And I don't have to tell you that, because if you go back and you recheck everything that's going on, the names they've been calling people of color, the way they've been beating people up, and now this term jump out gang going on in the community where they're jumping out of the cars and beating people up. But I got to give y'all proof. So give me some time as we working on the citizen review piece, and I'm going to give you what you need. I'm not going to stop until we get to the bottom of all this. Let me go make a copy of this. By the way, she also was a witness about that breathalyzer piece, okay? Good meeting you for the first time. I don't remember. I may have read you, but I don't remember.